Hasn't the weather been crazy lately? Oceans receding in Pensacola, Florida, and Ecuador. Half of the US was on fire while the other half freezing, and there has been no lack of stratospheric aerosol injections, aka chemtrails. From California to Florida, it's that wonderful spray. Sacramento had an incredibly dry December, and if you've seen my chemtrails from home video, it's not hard to imagine why. However, we just received 2 inches of rain in 48 hours. To put that somewhat into perspective, Sacramento has only received about 4 inches of rain in the last 99 days leading up to this. Now, we've got pockets of isolated flooding and the roads have become slick. Parts of the country are still recovering from last year's barrage of devastating hurricanes, like Puerto Rico, whose power isn't expected to fully return until May 2018. If that weren't enough, look at all the states that have experienced earthquakes just after the turn of the year. California alone has had 12 quakes in the last 24 hours leading up to the recording of this video. I haven't felt anything, but my area is no stranger to a constant assault of geoengineering campaigns. It's the new norm here. If you truly want to ascertain a substantial understanding of weather manipulation, you have got to accept there is something much bigger than you going on. For example, maybe you've seen this 100 times by now, but maybe you haven't got around to looking at it. This is the SpaceX launch that took place last year in December 2017. Now, whether this display is simply pyrotechnics or some form of undisclosed technology is beyond the scope of this video. I'm not here to throw fuel on that fire. What I want to point out is that on the same day this was taking place, Japan also conducted a launch of its own. The intended purpose of their launch was purportedly to send sensors and other instruments into the atmosphere that measure certain telemetry and data. Well, hardly 48 hours later, Russia decides to shoot one up into the sky. Just like the US SpaceX launch, the Russia launch was caught by at least half a dozen people from nearly as many angles. Finally, China, the same day as Russia, also decides to hop on the bandwagon and launches remote sensing technology into the atmosphere. The question is why? Even the mainstream media mantra has begun to change. It's now chanting UFO. Here's Tucker interviewing Navy aviator pilot commander David Fravor.
Go and see what it is, and it's about 2,000 feet below me, and I cut across the circle, and as I get within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerates to the south in about 2 seconds and disappears.
What would you estimate the speed?
Oh, well above supersonic. It like a bullet out of a gun, it took off.
So from what you know about aerodynamics, mechanics, physics, should this be possible, what you saw?
Not with the technology that we have today. Not at all.
This was passed around as a hot topic until more recently, Neil deGrasse Tyson joined Stephen Colbert on The Late Night Show. And I mean, the two of them go on for a while with this space alien propaganda. For those of you who have been paying attention, with the current character build-up, 2018 is already turning out to be another cinematic year. Not to mention, parts of the world are about to see a super blue moon eclipse. Signs in the sky, right? We may not know the day or the hour, but the signs in the sky let us know the season. I don't know, something to think about. Thanks for checking me out.